Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to go over some Netexec commands for an internal pen test. Like always, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you or anyone you know is looking for penetration testing services, Microsoft security services, vCISO, all that good stuff, please reach out to us here at ISP Security. We want to help you today. So let's get into this and have some fun. All right, so the first things first that we're going to go over here on our Kali machine, we do have a little lab set up. So I have a Windows 11 machine, my Kali machine, and a Windows Server 2025 machine in my lab, where I'm going to showcase unauthenticated, no credentials first, and if we had credentials, what to do, right? So if you were dropped in your NUC, your Kali VM, whatever, and maybe you're a junior sysadmin that you're getting into penetration testing, or junior pen tester, or a SOC analyst getting into the world of cybersecurity and pen testing, what I want to go over is some basic Netexec commands that you should do that I have in my workflow, right? So it's not basic, it's stuff that I do too. I just want to relay this to you guys. So the first things first, you should always know what subnet you're working from and you're going to scan, right? In my case, I'm at 192.168.100.225/24, so I know I have a 24-bit subnet. And obviously, you're going to have your rules of engagement. This is, for an example, ignore this. This is for the assumed breach scenario. But we are given the network 192.168.100.0/24 for our scope of work. Pretend you didn't see everything here. But for now, we're going to work off an unauthenticated non-credential scan. So now we can come up and just put Netexec, and we can do SMB first. We have to say, for example, we don't know what SMB is. What Netexec is, sorry. So if you just type in Netexec, enter a -H for help, you're going to see some of the available protocols that we can scan for, right? So we have SMBs number one. I don't know if this is in any specific order, but then you have FTP, WinRM, MS SQL, LDAP, NFS, RDP, WMI, SSH, VNC, and so on and so forth, right? So we're going to start off with an SMB scan. So let me go ahead and do SMB. And remember, my IP address is going to be 100.0/24. Right? Because I don't know anything on my subnet. So right now we're just doing a basic SMB host discovery, right? Across the subnet. Obviously, this is only a 3-machine subnet, so we should only see 3 machines coming up, hopefully. So let me make this a little smaller, and let's run that again. And remember, this is only going to look for SMB. So we have these 2 machines, but there is other machines on my network. And we can do an Nmap scan. And I know, we do have other machines. We have this, Windows 11 machine here, which I can log into. All right. And then I have my Windows Server machine here that we can see that we're in, right? My Active Directory, I can see that I'm in here. My local machine is DC and it's isp.local and my IP address is 222, right? And this Windows 11 machine, I have no idea what my IP address is here. So let's see what my IP address is here. I'm at 224 here. Okay, cool deal. No sweat. Let's come back over here and let's see what else we can do, right? What else can we do without any credentials? There's other things we can give a jingle to. We can just do Control-L and we can do like gen. So right now I'm going to go ahead and try to build a relay target. So we're going to make a list of the hosts that we're able to have, or that we have SMB signing not required. So if we do gen-relay, relay-list, and then we can just put this into a relay list. I'm just going to put relay.txt for an example. Let's see if there's anything that's relayable. We'll do that. We'll do an ls. We have this relay. We can cat that out. And we don't have much, right? This is a little network, but these are commands that you should have in your arsenal. And the next one, we can see we can test any null sessions with anonymous access on a host, right? So let's just do up arrow, up arrow, up arrow, up arrow, and we can do -u, right? And we don't have a username, right? Because we don't have one yet. -p, single quote, and see if we can get any anonymous access to anything here. We get access denied. Okay, cool, no problemo, right? We just have this ISP security, ISP.local, sorry. And then we can also see if we can do any, we can look at any shares. This is another one that I do. We can do -shares, if I can spell. And we can see if there's any anonymous shares, nothing. Error enumerating shares, access denied. Perfect. I do have my network a little locked down on purpose for other reasons, but we can do the same thing with different kinds of, say for an example, we want to look at password policy, pass-pol, right? We can see if we can get that, see if it'll pull it down. It's not going to pull it down because we don't have a username and password yet. Okay, so we can do --users, groups, whatever, right? So what I want to do now is I want to move on to if we had credentials, right? We can say, for example, we were given, let's come back over here for a second. We were given ISP pentester and password 2026 as our password for an assumed breach scenario. Now we have some credentials to work with, right? So what we can do is spray these across the network to see if those are working, right? So let's come back here and see now we have a username and password. So we have password 2026, right? That was my password. And my user was ISP pentester, right? And we can see if these credentials are working across this network, if the client gave us good credentials. It does say pwned, so we do have access, right? So we know these credentials are working. What else can we do? You know, these are just like quick validation tests to make sure it's working. So what we can also do is if we had some kind of administrator password or whatever, or maybe a local account or something like that, we can do --local-auth. But instead of, let's see if these credentials work. I don't think it's going to work. No, it's not going to work. I knew it's not going to work because they're not there. But what if I did this? What if I did password 2026 and if I did administrator, right? I think hopefully these work. Okay, let's check that out and see what cooks there. All right, so we do have null auth true. We do have it on the DC. Perfect. So now what we can do is start sweeping for SMB, right? Now we have credentials. Now, are there any shares on the network, right? And specifically for like a file server or a domain controller or something like that. Just to show you guys, let's go back to my domain controller for a second. And if I just go to, for an example, file and share, we can go to shares. I do have a share here. Well, it's not shown here. Why not? I did do a share. Let me do this really quick. Let me make sure it wasn't on a different machine because I was messing around with a few machines. I thought I did it on here. Let's do net share. Or is it on my, is it on the Windows 11 machine? Let's see here. Oh yeah, it is on here, YouTube data. Okay, so let me add a share here. Let me just throw it on just something quick. Let's go to, we'll do this together, right? Let's go to C drive. We can just do new folder and I'll put ISP YouTube, UT, right? That's fine. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick file in here and just do a quick thing, put ISP-data. So it looks juicy. And then we can say something here. Thanks for watching. And we can make this bigger. We can X out of here, save it. Cool. So now what we're going to do really quick, we're going to share this out really quick. I'm just going to do something that you shouldn't be doing. And I'm just going to, let's go ahead and just do advanced sharing. Share this folder, permissions. I'm just going to have everyone access it now. Just for demonstration purposes. So we have something cooking now. And now let me go ahead and do net share now, and we should have it here. Perfect. Awesome. So now we can come back to our Kali machine. And I want to go back to shares. And I'm going to go ahead and put password 2026. And then I'm just going to use administrator. Administrator. If I can spell. And then I'm just going to do 222 for my 222. There we go. So now we can see the shares on my domain controller, and we can see this YouTube share, and it has read and write permissions, right? We can also, if we just want to look at read and write permissions, what we can also do is, let's just do up arrow, and we do share just like that, and then read, comma, write, R-I-T-E, and it'll just give us the read and write permissions that we have access to, because that's more juicier, right? If we only have read permissions, we can, we have to finagle. Anyhow, and now what we can do now, since we have credentials, now we can go back to see if we have a password policy. So let's do that, and let's, instead of shares, let's do password policy, pass-pol, and we should see the password policy for our domain. This is really useful, right? And we can look at local groups. Now since we can do a lot more. And I want to, let me do local group. So why is this important, right? So when you're doing a pen test, an internal pen test, usually the client gets the best bang for its buck when they give you credentials, when they give you assume breach. Yes, you can run your responder, try to compromise things, get hashes, blah, 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 do all that fun jazz. But when assume breach scenario, the client will get a better bang for their buck, right? There's more to do. There's more value to it. We can start enumerating more, right? So now you can see all the local groups, all this good stuff. And what I want to do is I want to share something with you guys. I want to throw this in here really quick, and you all can, let me just go like this, and you all can take a snippet of this. This is something that I use and I have in my notes for my internal pen testing. So let me make that a little smaller. You can pause here, take a screenshot, and do all of this at your own leisure, right? And these are just little cheat sheets, right? I also have so many other things for Nmap, for Netexec. Netexec is such a powerful tool. 85-90% of the pen testing you do internally, you can do it with Netexec now. It's such a powerful tool. And let me see what else. How many? We were about 12 minutes. So there's one more thing I want to show you guys. So for the fact that I just have a copy and paste of all my commands that I have in my cheat sheet, what I want to do with you, or for you guys, I want to copy these, and I want to go ahead and throw all these in the description below, so you guys have this for your own sake. And I want to see on this machine if I can do something quick and easy for Bloodhound. And let's go ahead, we have a username and password, and instead of, I'm just going to copy and paste because I don't want to janky this up. And then instead of SMB, we have to do LDAP, right? Because we're doing LDAP. See if this actually collects any data. And configuration issue detected. Okay, I'll take care of this. I figured that this might happen because this is a VM that I'm just tinkering with, so ignore that. But that is definitely a good one to have. You can see the DC as well. So say, for example, you have DC-list. You can look at if you have multiple domain controllers in that forest, right? You can use this command. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and this is one last thing that I do. I want to showcase this. So it is an LDAP command, and I want to export users-export, and then I'm just going to export it to users.txt, right? Users.txt. Why is this important? Because this is going to go ahead and take all the users from here. Like I have a lot of users in my lab, right? For lab purposes. And whoops, I don't mean to do that. I meant to make this bigger. I meant to do Control-L, bring that back to the top. And now let's do an ls. Now we have this users. Now we can cat out users. And look how clean that is. We get the naming convention, first name dot last name. So this is really easy to do, right? These are things I do on my internal pen testing, right? I'm trying to see if there's any other good ones to check out. If you have MS SQL, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and copy all these commands in the description below. You can copy them, put them in your cheat sheet, and utilize them and see, come back maybe a week later or a couple days later, test it in your lab or on a pen test, and see if they were useful. I hope this video was informative for you guys. And if there's any questions that you may have about Netexec, throw it in the comments. I'll be sure to try to answer as many as I can. But that's for now. That's it. And I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.